Greetings, 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 greetings. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, friends, enemies, and comrades. This is Kenya Revolutionary. For another day, we're about to discuss. And today, I want to invoke Article 118, Article 10. I want public participation. Oh, I see my friend here. Hey, mambo moto. Ukiona Benson ameingia.
Hey, habari gani bana?
Mzuri ndugu, namna gani?
Niko salama, labda uniambie.
Sasa mimi nitakwambia nini bwana? How can wananchi now move on, change the system that doesn't favor them? Leo ni public participation, kila mtu aingie.
You want that answer?
You can answer the way you want. Hata ukitaka kuongea mambo mengine pia sawa. Hapa ni open.
Okay, thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. You know, there's something that is usually say like the nature will conspire with you and give you what you want if only you search very carefully. So if you're looking for something and you get connection with the nature, then the nature will give you that what you want. So it will be an opportunity for the Kenyans to look what they want. After spotting what they want, then the nature will conspire with them to give them the kind of leadership that will favor them. But if they don't do so, then it will be as usual. So that's what the answer I can give you. I might be wrong.
Okay. So from your assessment, what do you think? What is the pressing need? If there was a number one issue, let's say I'm God. I tell you, Brother Benson, from your vile unaona siasa in Kenya. What is the number one pressing issue for Kenya? What do they want?
Kenyans want good leadership that listens to them.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what Kenya need. You know, Kenyans do not need the regionalism. They don't need that. Kenyans do not need let's say like handouts. Yeah, Kenya needs leadership that listen and understands the challenges that we are going through, and having a conversation with ourselves as Kenyans and charting the right way forward for us, and moving away from things that are ailing us as a country, and we know them, things that are not being created, you know.
Okay.
Then that's what Kenya needs.
So is it a matter of the system is producing the bad leadership, or the leadership within the system are the one who are, not doing what the right thing? Because, if I was to look, I know Kenyans always say, we want change, these politicians are not doing this is this. Okay? Even the election, we fight about who won the elections and stuff. Okay? If we were to change something, and as you have mentioned, we need leaders who listen to the Wanainchi, and I agree with you wholeheartedly. So if these leaders, we find them and we put them in, what should we change? Is it a problem of the system itself? Is it not working for us? Ama tu ni wale watu tunachagua ndio naenda huko naanza once they get there, they just wanasahau wananchi, so they use us and to maintain power, or because if just to finish, sorry, if you're a revolutionary, let's say I'm a revolutionary, not revolutionary. Revolution ni wale watu wanataka kutoa system, which we might get to. Would you change the leadership, or is it the system that's producing the leadership?
The system is made by the leadership, the same leadership. So it is the leadership. When you look at, for instance, you look at Magufuli, Magufuli found a system that was there, and he came up with his own system, whereby some majority of sometimes Tanzanians were not very happy with the kind of leadership and the system that he was using. Yeah. And majority of them liked the system,
Mhm.
So I don't think like the system, it is the leadership. That's we need to change. Then we will be at par with other nations that listens to their people. It's all about listening to the needs of the
Mhm.
people. That is all about. If we have a challenge, how can we have a conversation as a nation? If we have a challenge, both the opposition and the government, and we arrived at the solution. Because if you look well, both the opposition, maybe they all talk about, they want to be produce, or they want to provide good leadership to the people of Kenya. The
Mhm.
government also say the same, and the people of Kenya are the same. There's
Right.
no difference. So both of them, they want good for the people of Kenya. Then why should they not sit down, because they have a common goal that we want our country to be good? Yeah, why can't we have a common goal? Then we sit down, then we disagree and agree on some areas whereby we can have 50-50 agreement. It will serve us all. So it's not the system, it's the leadership. And the leadership, that creates the system.
Okay, good. So, do we have a role to play as Wanainchi? Because if you're talking about leadership, I'm assuming you are referring to MCAs, MPs, senators, uh, governors, and even the president.
Yes, when I talk about leadership, first of all, you have to look into yourself and say, what kind of a leadership do I want? Yeah. And
Mhm.
what you want will reflect what you are will reflect what you want. You know,
Mhm.
if I want a leadership that is free from corruption, me as a Kenyan, a corruption should not be something on my list. You know,
Right.
so I cannot say, or I cannot kind of like believe like I do not want a corrupt leader. Yet me, when I go to get the government services, I will have to carry something small, inchi ya kitu kidogo, to push for my services. Then
Mhm.
to me, I want that corruption-free leadership. So it starts with me. You know, if I know that corruption is killing our country, is if I know that corruption has no place in the country, I should be the first person to champion for that. Yeah,
Mhm.
not that I'm pointing fingers at somebody, yet even me, I do corruption. Yeah, maybe in a
Yes.
s- in a smaller percentage, or in places that I don't think it's a corruption.
Right.
Yeah.
But don't you think that our intention, because we usually go to the polling station to vote, right?
Hmm.
Let's say, let me just use this last election. We want a particular leader that we feel that will lead us to, to have provide this good leadership you're talking about.
Hmm.
But uh, the process in which we are going to, choose this leader, it's compromised, and it produces someone who the will of the people did not choose. Okay, so we end up with a leader that maybe the majority of the people did not choose. Okay, even though we went to the polling station to, practice our democratic right to, tumesema haya sisi tunaenda kupigia brother Benson kura,
Hmm.
lakini tukienda huko wanafanya ukarabati, alafu Kenya Revolutionary ndiye anachaguliwa, na Kenya Revolutionary ataleta polisi zingine, hamtafurahia. Don't you think that's also where the problem lies too, or not?
And that's why, if you listen to my first statement, was like, I have to look at myself and say, what kind of leadership do I want? And
Mm-hmm.
the leadership does not only mean those who are vying for positions. The leadership is anybody who can lead. Yeah, even you yourself, you're a leader. Yeah, leadership is not defined by you being at like vying for a position, or having a particular bigger office. Leadership is where you can bring in an idea that can bring change into people. Because uh, if I want to, maybe if I can give you another definition of a leader is somebody who can is people who has followers, right?
Right.
So if we say a leader is somebody who has followers, we can, Jesus Christ is a leader because he has followers. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Gaddafi was a leader because he had followers. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, when you talk of if, even like Hitler was a leader because he had followers. Yeah.
Yes.
But what makes it different is what the leadership that stands with morals,
Mm-hmm.
that dignifies the human being or dignifies our dignity, that
Mm-hmm.
does not undermine everybody,
Mm-hmm.
that could listen even at a point of when I criticize you, because sometimes I might criticize you
Mm-hmm.
in a very good way. Does
Mm-hmm.
not mean that I disrespect you, but I feel
Right.
it should be this way. So you can also bring your angle of argument. Then we argue it out and we agree at a point in a very
Mm.
respectful manner.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
So
that
yeah, go ahead if you sorry.
so that is what I think like we are looking for.
Now, I agree with you to some extent because I would say this. Yes, we need a leader that is principled, like you say, that cares and, provides, his, what was the word that you just used? Wale ambao they can take care of the new of the Wanainchi.
Mhm,
Now, we have, even if you look at our constitution,
mhm,
it has rules and laws which help us to work our leaders in line. Okay, because I think the people who wrote this constitution, they understood that
mhm,
given human nature, even me, I can be a good leader, but ukinipatia ile kiti ya urais hapo, I'll start doing things that might not help people. Okay, but there's the parliament, which is supposed to oversight the president and check him and do all that good stuff.
mhm,
So to me, I feel like, and I want to get your take on this. I feel like most Kenyans, the majority,
mhm,
Wanainchi, should be empowered with this knowledge and understand that they actually have the tools to keep these leaders in line, these elected leaders now that I'm talking about. I know there are leaders
mhm,
who are not elected, but I'm talking about the elected leaders.
mhm,
Because these people, they get away with so much and they're not held accountable. So they do whatever they want. Unatuma mtu uko kwa legislative body, your MP, you'll see him 4 years after that, and he has not even sat there. So I think maybe the tools that we have, it's either we are ignorant of the power that we hold as Wanainchi, and we're not exercising it, because I think that is what will come down to, because that's how these political elites survive. They've figured out that no one is going to be held accountable. These Wanainchi hawatafanya kitu. We can just use them for voting, and watatupigia kura, wakishatupigia kura sisi tutawasahau. Or ama unaionaje?
You
And it
know,
ties in with your point of leadership, which I
and
also agree.
what is happening in Kenya,
Mm-hmm.
maybe the way the politics was introduced to us, because the politics is all about personality and regionalism,
Yes.
whereby I believe if I'm coming from Kisumu and I get the position, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so everybody in Kisumu has gotten the position,
Yes.
and that one made me one time to argue about here in the United States. I think you've always had this conversation about the black community complaining about their system
Yes.
is against them. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Then when the Supreme Court judge, that lady was appointed at the Supreme Court. If like everybody celebrated and they say like the first black woman to be appointed in the Supreme Court.
Yes.
But my question was, did it solve the system that they feel was against them?
No,
But why were they celebrating?
because it was one of them. They think that, just as you say, they think huyo akiwekwa hapo pia sisi pia tutafurahia.
So that is what is there. So what we what they what Wanainchi need to know, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
they need to know even the constitution we have has advantages that they should take, especially to put the Wanainchi on check.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not Wanainchi, but the leaders on check.
Yes.
And since the leaders have realized our weakest point, or the
Mm-hmm.
weakest point of the electorate, of it's about money.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's about money.
Mm-hmm.
So if that money is there, if I give you 50 shillings, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
for that period of that small duration that our hands exchange that money,
Mm-hmm.
it gives you hope, and now I'm going to buy something, and now I feel is caring for us.
Mm-hmm.
Yet you don't look at the bigger picture, what is coming after that two
Yes.
hours of exchange.
Yes.
you know so that's where, like, Wanainchi usually goes wrong. And another thing also that Wanainchi have kind of like made the leaders to take advantage of. I usually call it the social life uplifting.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The leaders have known that if there's a funeral somewhere, I will come and buy coffin, play this, which is not part of them. Yeah. So,
Right.
and that's why you find, like, we judge leaders not on their characters or not on their principality, but
Mm-hmm.
we judge them on how many funerals did he
They've
buy as a
attended.
coffin, how many funerals, how many students did he take to school, how
Mm-hmm.
many money during his campaign, how much did he give us. So that's
Mm-hmm.
how we judge them. So we don't look at their principality or even what they stand for, but
Mm-hmm.
we look at the powerhouse of their pocket. That's what makes
Right.
them to become leaders. So, and that is not going to work for them, because
Yes.
they've realized that you have this uh, a vacuum space in you that
Mm-hmm.
needs to be filled, that I will only give you like a little drop of water to quench the thirst, yet the thirst is not killed. So you will always continuously need
Come
that
for
to
them.
quench the thirst, and that will be what is being used. But until the time that we realize that we don't need that thirst, but we need something that is going to last for long, then we can get leadership that is working for us.
That is very true. Now you've got umefika pale nilikuwa nimefika.
Mm,
So it even now, that's where it's the topic of today. Actually, imepiga kichwa kabisa, umepiga hapo tu kabisa. So
mm,
now the challenge is, how do we change that hiyo dynamic ya sisi wananchi tunangoja mheshimiwa kuja huko kwa funeral on the weekend so he
mm,
can hand out some money, apeane, and we celebrate, ametupatia 50 shillings hapa ama 100 ama 200 whatever,
mm,
na tunampigia makofi, and it's a short term, usaidizi wa short term, it's not long term, like you've just wonderfully put it.
mm.
How do we change that dynamic? How do we change it to a point where these wananchi understand that hii shilingi 50 shillings hii umenipatia saizi haitanisaidia for the long
Mm,
term?
mm.
Why can't we fight for the long term now? How can well, create something, make this MP alete, I see Wanga is doing something wonderful. I don't know what was going on there,
No,
but
Wanga is doing a good job. She's
yes.
is something that we should talk about, because, like, ever since the president came into power, he
Mm-hmm.
has visited Homa Bay 6 times.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And yeah, and in fact, it ties in with what we are talking about, because I had her interview and she was talking about revitalizing the fishing industry there, and some, I think, sweet potatoes or something. He was talking. I had her in Spice FM a few weeks ago. So I like what she's doing, because she wants to revitalize the industry, which will create jobs. And if you create jobs, the young people will not depend on wale wanasiasa ambao wanakuja on the weekends to give them $100 or $50. They'll be making that
Mm-hmm.
money
Mm-hmm.
by themselves. So yeah, you feel free to touch on Wanga.
So, at some point when Gladys Wanga, Her Excellency for Homa Bay, was elected, I was one person who was very skeptical about her. But, like, she has proven me wrong within a short period of time, because something that is quite interesting about Wanga is the only governor who has caught the attention of the president. Not even the president. Murkomen, the CS for transport, has visited Homa Bay countless time. That is one. Secondly, even if you look at the recruitment of UDA in Homa Bay County, is much higher than any other Luo Nation counties. So I think one thing that Wanga might have done, Her Excellency, she might be using the Raymond Omolo, the PS, to
Mhm.
get that. and people like Honorable Kaluma, who are they are so much into development rather than politics.
Yeah.
I've never seen, especially in Homa Bay, like they're complaining about the UDA. That is something also like any other counties. Like
Yes.
Homa Bay is so much peaceful with the UDA carrying out their stuff and registration. Yet the president can come in. If president can go from his itinerary to go and attend for 2 hours, so which means that is a very important thing to president. Yeah, because the visit that president made last, this it was not planned. It was an
Oh,
impromptu.
okay.
Sure,
Really?
ask
Oh, I didn't know that.
anybody.
No, I
And
didn't know
even
that.
and the president also confessed, like, Her Excellency keep on calling the people who are close to him, and he had to come.
Yes.
So Wanga has done a very good job. But if people can borrow that leave from Wanga, at the end of the day, it is about the people.
Yes.
It's the political party will not bring food on the table, or the political party will not change the livelihood of people. Yeah.
I agree with it. What's the MP for Kaluma? Where does he come from? I know he's an MP somewhere. Is he an MP or?
Kaluma, yeah, Kaluma is an MP. I think is from Homa Bay town, somewhere there. Yeah, he's
Okay,
from, yeah.
because I know he had a spat with Abdel Nasser, but that's the thing. Now speaking of Wanga, I know she has. There are some also claims of money not being spent well in Homa Bay, but from what I've seen, she's impressive and she's very very articulate, very articulate. I had her in Spice FM. I was really impressed. I was like, you know what? If there was to be a first female president, I want her to be one run for that position. So that is a classic example of what we've been talking about. I've been sitting down and thinking, okay, what is the best way of actually revolutionizing this system that we have? Because I think part of the problem is ignorance. We don't know the power that we hold as Wanainchi. We don't know our responsibility, because I always say your responsibilities as a citizen does not stop at your polling station ukishapiga hivyo your 2027. You have to keep on following these people. And if there's Ujama, I think Mato with their friends from other Ninio, they had a petition where they wanted to check on these MPs, demands that they were making for these MPs. So I think maybe, don't you think we should start by our local representatives, whether it's the MCAs and especially MPs, start holding them accountable for their action, the things that they vote for. Let's now look at the Hansard, who voted what and what. Don't you think that's a good place to start?
Yeah, that's a good place to start, and like is something that we need to start doing. Kind of like putting that awareness in us. For instance, I cannot go without congratulating the Kiharu member of parliament, Ndindi Njono, for what he's doing, even though his political ideology is something that maybe I might not buy. But if you can listen and maybe read what that MP is doing in Kiharu, yeah, it's amazing.
What is he doing?
When it comes to school fees, that guy has built so many schools. There are places that even day school they pay like as low as 1,000 Kenya shillings for school fee. Look,
okay.
yeah, and is the best performing member of parliament right now as we speak. I think followed by Babu Owino.
Okay.
So the things that if a member of parliament do, even though I might not be in his political ideology, but he's changing life of his people, that person deserves to be given credit. So we give credit where is due.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So like Ndindi Nyoro, I can give him a credit, and I would say if there can be a combination of Babu Owino and Ndindi Nyoro with that kind of development-oriented mentality, we can reach somewhere.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I see they've interacting in some. I've seen Babu Owino with Ndindi Nyoro interacting in some. I think it was somebody's wedding. I saw them, the two of them. But what is it with this bursary thing? Can you explain to me? Maybe I'm not. I see these politicians with.
I think there's they want to pass a law that will give them a lot of money in that, so they can have full control of the bursary.
The MPs.
Yes.
Why can't they just make it? What do people are lining up and they're being given cash? I mean, what is that?
It's I don't know how they think, but anyway, it's something that I don't know. Maybe people might have a different view. It's a very good project, but like their work is to legislation and to oversight. Who is going to oversight them if they have the full authority over that money?
Okay. I know you are in your. All right. Now to the big question now, and I know you're about to go. Let me know if you're about to go, so I don't keep
Yes,
you with so many questions.
I'm almost leaving right now. That's one question. Then I'll leave you.
Okay. Who's the opposition? Baba is going to AU. Nani anabaki?
You know, Kenya, we've never had opposition, not the government. Always after election, we we have this kind of like interaction anyway. So the opposition, it's going to be a government. And you know, I was so much surprised. You see how our leaders, Aisha Juma of all the people, could go and say to Baba at Capitol Hill, my friend, hakuna hii mambo ya kukua ati unaweka hii kwa roho, usiweke, itakuumiza bure bwana. Aisha Juma alienda and they went to discuss about the gender role. Come on.
Thank you, brother Benson. Even I saw Gilu, but thank you so much for stopping by.
Thank you so much, my brother. May God bless you.
You too. Thank you so much. Hi, that's Brother Benson, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, friends and comrades. That's Brother Benson. If you don't know about his channel, he has a channel called Brother Benson Media. Always have wonderful interviews with young leaders, upcoming leaders, some political figures. He has interviews with Picky Ponky, the lawyer that I usually see with Jimmy Wanjigi. He had a Professor Ogola, I think, the People's Economist. So go check out his channel, subscribe to his channel. He has wonderful interviews there, and also have political live sessions there. So, like I was saying, like the mother says today, how can Wanainchi change the system that doesn't favor them? It does not favor them. We've all agreed here. We've briefly touched on it, as Brother Benson have told us, that we have this mentality tunangoja blessings from the above, these politicians to come to the weekend funeral and give us pesa, okay? Then we, in return, will vote for them after, what, 4 or 5 years? That is what we are trying to change. How do we do that? Okay? Goodyear told us we should have a leader who does not solve things by using protest, or one who move goalposts and thinks he or she is above law. I agree. Raila, we pinged all our hopes in Raila. For those of us who, let me take myself out of the equation. For those of you who thought that he was the opposition, and now look, he's gone to AU. We were supposed to go to Canaan. Kwani GPS haifanyi kazi? The last time I checked, Canaan is not in Addis Ababa. Ama is it? But anyway, today Raila Odinga, he was in Kisii County. Hey, alikuwa na Simba Arati. Now, let's review something, okay? The reason why I'm bringing this up, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, friends and comrades, is because I want us to start thinking beyond political figures, especially these guys who have been proven not to be bearing fruit. When I say bear fruit, I mean they don't actually do things that benefit the people. I know some of you, especially the Azimio faithful, will tell me that, hey, Baba, have sacrificed so much for the country, it's okay for him to go to Addis Ababa. Fine, I have no problem with that. I'm not bothered with him going to AU, okay? Because, if he goes to AU, sawa, that's where he wants to go. But again, where's the accountability? When I say where's the accountability, why are we not holding him accountable? Because he's the very guy who told us that electoral justice has to be addressed. Area I was coming. Electoral justice has to be addressed. Server should be open, and so forth. Okay, he's the one who asked us to go for the mandamano. Where is the accountability? Why can't we not, hold him accountable? Now the biggest discussion is, he's going to AU, we should support him. Is he going to get it? Yani tumetoka from electoral justice to now Baba naenda AU, let's support him, let's rally around him and support. That's what I'm saying. We are not holding these people accountable. And it's not only Raila Odinga. I'm just using him for example because that's the biggest news this week after he met up with Ruto. He has changed the conversation. Even Kalonzo, even just like we were laughing now, we've seen Aisha Jumwa was sitting right next to Baba. This is the very person who was talking about the despotic rule of ODM party. This is what I'm talking about. Why are we not holding these leaders accountable? Can't we ask questions? But what's the way forward? Now we've discovered, are we agreeing that these people are playing us? Okay, let's play the video. I'll play his Gudia told us that he was in Daraja Mbili or somewhere, I don't know. Nakwambia Kenya kuna vituko ndugu yangu. Hey, okay, let me play you the video so we can get some kind of context because it's going to be lengthy. Feel free, ukiboeka, you can always put it on mute, but I just want to hear a little bit of what he's talking about, what Raila was talking about today. Let's hear what he had to talk about. I will continue with that. Let's go. Are you ready? I and you.
Opportunity to thank Prime Minister for coming na asante kwa kufika baba na
thank you. Sorry guys.
Kwa hivyo sisi kama wananchi Mlembe.
Sorry guys.
Hebu pea yeye mic huyo mzee, unajua ni mzee mkubwa.
Ai.
Vile unajua mimi ndio chairman wa
safari ya kwanza amefanya ya kimaendeleo ni hapa Marani. Kwa hivyo baba, tunakaribisha hapa. Vile mheshimiwa Oparanya amesema, mimi niko ngangari tu, kando na yale mengine yote. Mimi kama gavana mlinipigia kura nyingi, lakini vitisho imekuwa nyingi. Nitawaomba tafadhali wananchi watukufu wangu, mnikumbuke katika maombi kwa sababu safari iko mbele ni ngumu. Lakini kando na soko hili, uwanja huu tulikuwa tumeweka pesa, unaendelea kujengwa, hatujalipa yule mtu. Ile social hall tunamaliza, na ili soko la nje nataka kuhakikisha kwamba limetengenezwa ndiposa ikuwe na sura nzuri. Kwa hivyo town ya Marani ambayo ni headquarter ya Kitutu cha North lazima itakuwa ni center. Hata hawa ndugu zetu wa Jaluo pande hii wanakuja wanafanya biashara hapa, si ndio? Mwisho, mambo ya basari yameongewa hapa. Sisi kama county tulikuwa tayari tumepeana forms na zile forms zimetengenezwa, lakini kuna watu walikwenda wakaandika barua ikaenda COB, wamesimamisha. Na ni MCA, lakini MCA mwenu au huko, lakini MCA wachache. Lakini tutasuluhisha swala hilo. Mungu akipenda, wiki ijayo tutapeana checks ambazo zinaenda katika shule.
Before I continue, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, if you're watching this, today I'm evoking Article 10 and Article 118 of the Constitution. This is a public participatory program. Public participation. Ingieni hapa mniambie, what is the way forward? Mimi nimeshindwa. Brother Benson has given us one solution, some solution. He has told us that we need to change the leaders that actually will take care of our interests, okay? He has told us that. I've got some, nimeandika hiyo chini, nimeandika kwa notebook. Ingieni hapa munipatie ideas. Watu wa Azimio, watu wa Kenya Kwanza. If you are happy with the system that we have in Kenya, then don't even bother because life is dandy, okay? Ingieni, wana Azimio, wana Kenya Kwanza, wa Kenya wote, ingieni hapa mniambie. What is the way forward? Mimi nimeshindwa. How can Wanainchi change the system that doesn't favor them? Okay? The people who we entrusted we were entrusted to actually revolutionize things in this system have left us. The leader of the opposition anaenda Addis Ababa. Sisi tumebaki hapa na Osoro. No, sorry, Simbarati hapa. Let's hear to Baba. Baba.
Kina mama wa soko.
Aya, Baba is Papa
soko. Na mimi
Nimefurahi sana kuona soko ya maridadi imetengenezwa hapa. Nimekwenda.
Don't forget to like this video. Like this video. That's the order of the day. Like this video as we go on. Like it, and if you haven't subscribed, subscribe. And come in. Fungua kamera yako, ingia unieleze what's the way forward now. That was Raila Odinga is going to.
Pale nikaona mboga zimeingia. Nikaona osuga. Sajet. Nikaona akeo. Nikaona susa. Yote pale mama akapima vizuri na nikanunua. Si ni kitu mzuri sana. Maana najua mama wanakuwa na shida wakileta mboga kwa soko, alafu mboga hajanunuliwa, kurudi na hiyo mboga inaharibika, sio? Sasa nimeona pale wameweka mtambo ya baridi. Pale ambaye mboga ambaye haijauzwa siku hiyo inawekwa hapo, inahifadhiwa mpaka kesho isiharibike. Sio ni kitu mzuri sana? Tena nimeona stima hapa wameweka ile ya sola. Kama ile ya nini ya Ruto ile hapana kuja hapa, iko ya sola hapa tu. Sinaendelea. Hii ni maridadi sana. Furaha yangu ni kuona kama ugatuzi inafanya kazi. Maana yake ilikuwa ngumu sana kuleta ugatuzi. Kulikuwa na pingamizi mkali kule Bomas of Kenya. Tulipokuwa tunaongea mambo ya devolution. Wale ambao walikuwa wataki ugatuzi walikuwa wengi zaidi. Wanasema ati watu wengine wataitwa ati governors. To govern what? Hawataki kusikia hiyo. Walikuwa wanataka wabaki na mambo yale vile ilivyokuwa. Kumbukeni, wengine sasa wamesahau. Zamani kulikuwa na rais kule Nairobi. Alafu PC yako kule Kisumu. Alafu DC yako kule Kisii. Alafu DO yuko hapa. Alafu chief. Alafu assistant chief. Alafu ile mzee wa kijiji hiyo. Si ndio? Sasa hao hiyo ukienda hata kwa DC ako na uniform tu na ile fimbo yake. Na anaangalia wewe ako na crown. Hakuna kati unaweza kupata huko. Hakuna pesa ndani ya ofisi ya DC. Askari ndio yuko pale. Akija hapa kwa baraza ya mawazee hapa nikuja kupeana onyo. Ati tumesikia watu wengine wanatengeneza changa hapo. Atuakali itachukuliwa na serikali. Kuna vijana sisi wanafanya mambo wanavuta bangi. Tutaangalia hawa vijana. Hiyo ndio kazi yake peke yake. Kuliko hakuna pesa. Accounting officer kwa kila wizara ilikuwa iko Nairobi. Hiko hapa na district education officer, lakini accounting officer ni PS Nairobi. Ya health Nairobi.
Raila Odinga, you're running for the AU. Ni namna gani? What are you talking about? Raila Odinga. Okay, I understand the context. He's talking about devolution. Ugatuzi, the way he fought for devolution. But let me read this comment first. If the normal public doesn't change, the politician will play them until, in politics, read between the lines and have your political hat. Try to be one step ahead and don't let them buy you. I told you it was funny. What is he talking about? This is somebody who's running for AU. Kwa nini unaongea mambo ya changana na DO and DC and all that? What are you talking about? Raila Odinga. Where's his advisor? Let's continue. I like this. Like the video, ladies and gentlemen, and subscribe if you haven't subscribed.
Ya agriculture na kila kitu ilikuwa iko Nairobi. Huyu jamaa kabla hajatumia pesa hapa mpaka ndike barua aombe kibali kutoka kwa PS Nairobi. Tulisema hii inaathiri maendeleo. Ndio tukapigania mambo ya ugatuzi. Mnakumbuka Bomas of Kenya walipotoka pale wakaenda Kilifi wakaharibu ile katiba. Mnakumbuka? Alafu wakaleta sasa tupige kura ya maoni. Ikawa ndizi na chungwa. Mnakumbuka? Chungwa ikaanguza ndizi wapi? Sio. Kama ile ya ndizi ingepita, mambo yangebaki yale. Hamngekuwa na governor hapa kama Simbarati. Mngekuwa hapa na DC Kisii peke yake. Ofisi ya DC kulikuwa hakuna kazi. Kazi watu wanaajiriwa kule Nairobi Public Service Commission peke yake. Sasa hapa tuko na gavana hapa, tuko na mawaziri wake hapa, tuko na permanent secretary yake hapa. Watu wanaajiriwa hapa Kisii. Watu wa graduate ambaye wako na degree anaajiriwa hapa. Zamani mtoto yako kama yeye ametoka university anatafuta kazi aende Nairobi. Kule ndio kazi ilikuwa peke yake. Tunaona haya. Si ni maendeleo mazuri. Hiyo ndio mimi nilikuwa napigania. Sisi tukatofautiana na Kibaki. Hiyo mambo ya katiba. Lakini tukapigana mpaka baadaye hiyo katiba ikakuja. Sasa kuna gavana mnachagua nyinyi wenyewe na MCS mnawachagua. Ni sivyo? Tunasema kama mtu amechaguliwa, kama yeye alichaguliwa, kama Simba alichaguliwa na ODM, hata huyo nani Kibagendi amechaguliwa na ODM, ako na kandarasi ya ODM kwa miaka 5, abaki ndani ya ODM. Akitaka kubadilisha nia aende ngambo ile nyingine, kama yeye ameshikwa na usharati umalaya.
Oh Lord. Wait a minute. No. Raila, ngoja kidogo. Baba, ngoja. Correction. Point of order. Point of order, baba. Raila Odinga. Point of order. Ati wakishikwa na usharati na umalaya. Time out, Raila Odinga. Time out. Ngoja kidogo. Time out. Referee. Foul. Hii ni kama Casemiro amepiga mtu ngumi. No way. Raila Odinga. Usharati na umalaya. I remember these are the exact words used on Jalas and Professor Ojienda and the gang when they went to State House. What will you call your meeting with Museveni and Nani and President Ruto? You didn't even remember. You said you never called him. You never identified him as the president. Now you're calling him President Ruto, and you're asking for his renewal. So why are you? Raila Odinga. Wacha tu niendelee tu. Mimi squeeze nimepoa. I'm just drinking.
Arudi kwa Wanainchi kwa kura.
Ingieni.
Ajiuzulu, arudishe ile tiketi ya ODM, aende achukue ile ya UDA. Turudi naye kwa kiwanja. Si sawa? Hiyo ndio tulisema, na hiyo ndio iko katika ile ripoti ambayo iko kule mbele ya bunge, ambayo tunataka ipitishwe ili ianze kufanya kazi. Sasa sisi tumesema tunataka watu wetu wote waungane wawe kama kitu kimoja. Kujisajili kama mwanachama wa chama chetu cha OD, sivyo?
Sorry guys.
Watu wa ODM. Kuna watu wa ODM hapa? Wapi watu wa ODM? Nani mkono hapa?
Ngoja kidogo. I think the report he's talking about ni ile report ya God. Hii sasa ni mambo gani jamani? I'm sorry guys, I'm having problem with my system here. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is this. He's talking about the NADCO report that is in parliament right now that he's hoping will be passed. Now, there's something I want to reveal to you as, let me pause this, Raila Ninio. There's a place he was talking about the Ninio, what is it called? Ile story ya kwenda AU, and I will play you later on kidogo too. I just want to explain something. Okay? There's another angle that I want to look at this, and it ties in with the part that I'm going to play. Like the video, ladies and gentlemen. Like the video. Make sure you like the video and subscribe. And get in. This is public participation today. I'm evoking Article 10 and Article 118 of the Kenyan Constitution. Ingieni hapa mniambie the way forward. I don't know the way forward. I'll tell you some things, okay? Ingieni hapa. I want to tell you something. I want to jog your mind. Nataka mwanze kufikiria kidogo. This is what I want you to think. Let's take things step by step. Raila Odinga stop the Ninio, stop the Mandamano when they were discussing hiyo mambo ya AU. You remember that? Walikakutana Mombasa with Suluhu, Olusegun, and the rest, and Ruto. Okay? And he told Maina Njenga, stop the Mandamano. That's step 1. Ruto 1, Raila 0. Okay? He was able to stop the Mandamano, stabilize the country. Okay? That was the first step. Sawa wakaskizana, all that went, and they wakakubaliana to do what? To have this proposal, create this proposal. Some people from the ODM side, from the Azimio side, some people from the Kenya Kwanza side, to have this NADCO talks at Bomas. So, headed by Ichungwa and Kalonzo, they went to Bomas to create these NADCO things. While they were working on that, okay, what was agreed upon in Mombasa was this. Let's go to it. I want to show you. Are you ready, guys? My computer is like acting up. I hate this. I hate this. My computer is acting up, ladies and gentlemen. But let me just show you guys. Let me show you something. Okay, let me show you this. Let me show you this. Are you ready, guys? All right, here, let me show you. Like the video, please. As I show you something that will help you understand where we're heading as Kenyans and how we can actually get out of it. Let me show you something. Let me show you something. Mko ready? And you're basi. Here's Muguna's page. If you remember from yesterday, I showed you something. There's something that I want you to read. I want you to read something. So ikwapi. Right here. Mko ready? Bado nyie mko ready. Twende. Just, I want you to look at this part here. Nitaonyesha sasa hivi. Okay, this one right here. Can you see it? I will read you this part. Are you ready? Are you ready? All right, let me read you this part. Like the video, ladies and gentlemen. Like the video, share, subscribe, and all that good stuff. He wrote this in April last year, 2023. He wrote this. Conman Raila Odinga has made the following demands before he calls off Maandamano. Okay? So, Ruto agreed to call off Maandamano and to meet the demands of Raila Odinga, which was A, he wants President William Ruto to help him become chairman of the African Union Commission. That's number 1. Number 2, he wants appointment of 7 cabinet secretaries. Okay? So keep that in mind. Keep that in what? He wants Ruto to help him become the AU chairperson, and he wants 7 cabinet slots for his Azimio side. Now, let's move forward to today. What was on the news today? Let's go forward today for today. What was in the news today? Mko ready? Are you guys ready? What was proposed? Tuone. Let's see. Can you see this? All right, here. Can you see this? This was the headline from the Star. Raila Odinga allies tipped for cabinet positions. Can you see that? So you remember what I just read you? And now see what's going on. He said, Joho Oparanya to join the government, the new Ruto Raila deal. Hassan Joho will be part of the government. They're proposing this, Ninio. Remember, this deal was made in Mombasa. Okay? The deal was, in order for Raila to stop the Maandamano, Ruto has to support Raila to get the AU chairperson position and include these 7 guys in his cabinet. Okay? So, Hassan Joho, John Mbadi, Wycliffe Oparanya, Junet Mohammed, Millie Odhiambo, and Derito Muriithi. Okay? Remember, Hassan Joho and Junet Mohammed was in that meeting also with Olusegun, Suluhu, Ruto, and Raila Odinga. Okay? And this is what was agreed upon. 7 cabinet ministers to join the government. Joho, Mbadi, Wycliffe Oparanya, Nderitu Muriithi, Millie Odhiambo, and Junet Mohammed. Okay? So that is what's going on right now. Ruto is doing his part. But here's the thing. Here is the thing. Tumesikia ati kutakuwa na cabinet reshuffle. So you heard that? Sinumulisikia leo ati there's a possibility of reshuffling of the cabinet. Okay? That's a possibility. We don't know if it's going to happen, but if it's going to happen, they are going to include who? Hassan Joho, Mbadi, Wycliffe Oparanya, Nderitu, Millie Odhiambo, Junet Mohammed. Okay? And maybe 1 more, 2 more. The 6 people. As you saw that tweet by Miguna said. And now we can see Raila is going to the AU. Now, I told you guys before that there's a plan B, and one of my friends in the comment section here, Abgudia, told us that Raila might not make it. He's going nowhere. He's going nowhere with this mambo ya AU haendi mahali. And he started hinting, Raila Odinga started hinting at the possibility of him not winning. Okay, and usually when he says something and it makes that crackling noise, and akaanza kucheka when he says something, he knows something. I played a whole 1 hour video showing you the steps that is needed for one to win the position of the AU chairperson position. Okay, you have to have 2/3 of the votes by all heads of state. It's a very arduous task. Okay, I said it's a high hurdle that Raila has to actually jump through. And I don't think he's going to get it. Let's not even mention his credentials. I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about the voting part, how influential he is. Yes, I've told you this. Raila historically has his connection with South Africans, wakina nani, Wanaito nani, not Musembe, not Jacob Zuma, but what's the other guy? I forgot his name. South Africa. So he's a former head of state. Okay. Then he has Olusegun to help him in Nigeria. But the Francophone nations will not. I don't think they will help him. East Africa, maybe they might. But again, there's a new. Yes, Goodia. Kumbe, you caught that too. I thought it was just me. He hinted that. Look at the screen there where Goodia said. He even hinted today, did I not tell you that Raila knows something his supporters don't know? Goodia, you think like I thought. Because when I heard him say that, actually, let me play the clip. I think I have the clip somewhere. Let me play the clip so he can give you an idea of what I'm talking about. Okay? Are you guys ready? Tuende kazi. I think it's on my page. By the way, if you want to follow me on my page, you can go ahead and follow me on X. I'm right there. Let's go. So let me play that place so you can let me play that clip so you know what I'm talking about. Go Jenny Kidogo. All right, here it is, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters. Hey, can you see it? All right, let me play you so because I think he understands that he might not get that position. Go All right, here it is. Come on. Oh shoot, my page are frozen. Sorry guys, ngojeni kidogo.
Sasa mimi niko na nyinyi. Mama haendi mahali. Unaweza sawa? Nikienda Addis Ababa hapa ni saa 2 tuna ndege. Nalala hapa Kisii, asubuhi natoka na ndege, saa 4 nimefika kule, nafanya kazi. Friday mimi narudi. Sasa sio niko hapa. Na mkinitaka kwa kazi ile nyingine yote, mimi niko. Nasema hiyo ikae kwanza, mimi nitakuja kufanya hii Wanainchi. Sawa? Na tunataka tusembee pamoja na tuunganishe bara ya Afrika na vile vile nchi yetu ya Kenya mpaka iendelee mbele. Yale ambayo tulikuwa tunasema tutafanya mpaka tufanye. Itafanyika. Sawa? Mko tayari? So mimi niko sawa na hiyo. Juzi mimi nilikutana na Ruto na Museveni. Nilienda kutafuta kura ya Museveni. Sawa? Ruto vile akaja pale, alikuwa vile na shughuli pale. Kuna na yeye. Kaambia hata wewe nataka kura yako. Wakakubali yeye na Museveni kwamba atanipiga mimi kura. Museveni amesema yeye mwenyewe ndiye atapropose mimi. Sawa? Sasa mimi wiki ijayo hii naenda kuona na Kagame. Kagame vile nataka aingie ndani. Mama Suluhu tayari amesema ako tayari atanipiga mimi kura. Sasa bwana Salva Kiir amekubali. Sasa hii bara hii yote Afrika Mashariki yote nataka kufyaka. Sawa? Alafu naenda kule kusini. Juzi nimekuwa na ule na Ramaphosa amesema ndio. Sawa? Shekeli amesema ndio. Sawa? Sasa mimi naona ile ambaye atatoka tutamanyana naye tu kwa kiwanja. Akiniangusha sawa.
See that? Right there.
Sawa. Unataka niendelee? Baba endelee, siendelee? Tunasema baba endelee, ndio mkono hapa. Asanteni sana sana, Mungu awabariki.
Usually when Raila gives a speech, when he gives a speech and starts laughing, like giggling like that or cackling, he knows something. I told you. I gave you an example. The last time, I told you the last time when he was giving that speech about Tim Wanyonyi. Remember when he was in Nairobi and he was giving the speech, the history of how he became, him and Fred Gumo started the whole thing about recruiting politicians, recruiting people in their party when he moved to Nairobi in 1992. Okay, and he apologized to Wanyonyi for listening to Jubilee to floor a Jubilee candidate to go against Sakaja. Remember that? So when he was saying, okay, so Wanyonyi this time will run for governorship of Nairobi this coming election, and he started laughing because, and I said, he's saying that because he knows Wanyonyi is not going to vie in Nairobi, because everyone was talking about Babu Owino. Where does that leave Babu Owino? And a few weeks after that, Wanyonyi announced that he's now running for governorship in Bungoma, not in Nairobi. He had that. So every time Raila says something and starts laughing, he knows something. He knows something. And he knows he's not going to win this AU chairman person stuff. Okay? That's why, just like as Goodyear is telling us here, is saying Ruto has a backup for Raila. Yes, he does. I'll tell you what's the backup. You want me to tell you the backup? NADCO report. NADCO report. If Raila is not going to win the AU chairperson, I personally, I thought the only possible way he can win it is if he uses his connection with Chris Coons and the rest to go sweet talk all these heads of states in AU. Because I told you, yes, he's been friends with Ramaphosa. He's friends with Ramaphosa in South Africa, okay, to try to get the vote for South Africa. But that's just one president. I'm telling you, the East African bloc, you cannot count on it. Yes, you cannot count on it. All right. Like I say, the Francophone nations, the Arabs in the north, they will not vote for Raila Odinga. They will not. They will not. And you have to get two-thirds of the vote for you to become AU chairperson. So Raila knows he's not going to get that. So what is his fallback renewal? The way to fall back on is the NADCO report. He will come back. Let me just help you. And now he has started, Azimio followers, I want you to listen to this. This is very sweet. This is how Raila works, okay? Let me help you. Before, he'd never make sure you don't have a crash landing. Unasikia? He doesn't want you to have a crash landing when he akiwabeba kwa hii ndege yake ambayo inaitwa bullshit airlines, okay? Hataki crash landing. You have to land smoothly. As a pilot, if you know you're going to be crash landing, ushaka kwa ndege, kama kuna turbulence, hata kama unaenda kukufa, he's training you, he's preparing you psychologically and telling you, sasa nitamenyana nao, lakini wakishinda mimi nitakubali. Somebody who is so guaranteed, somebody who knows is going to get a position, you never mention that there's a possibility you lose. Even if you look at any presidential candidates, whether it's in Kenya or whatever the country is, you never hear them, me, if I lose, I'll just, nitakubali tu nimeshi. No. You go there, even if you have 2 votes, you act like, wewe ndio unaenda kuchaguliwa kesho. Okay? So you heard him saying, mi nitaenda huku, niende nikaongea na Ramaphosa huko na Shekedi sijui nani, alafu nione Kagame wiki ijayo, then lakini tumenyane nao wale wamengoja huko, wale wamebaki huko, which is referring to the Francophone nations and the Arabs and the lessophone nations. Okay? Hao watu hawatampigia votes. They have their own candidates who are more qualified. Okay? And he knows this because you need what? 2/3 of the votes to win. And he's not going to. Getting Kir, Museveni, Suluhu, Ruto, and Kagame is not enough. It's not enough. That's one block. It's not enough. There are what? 44, more than 44, I guess. I think now it's 44 countries that are in AU. Okay? hiyo ukicount hiyo block yote wako na watu 5. Hao watu wengine utapata wapi? Yeah. Hey, that's why I'm saying hii kitu haendi kupata. That's just a reality. Wacha tusidanganyane. But like you say, what is the fallout plan? Sa ameanza kuwa he's preparing for a smooth landing. Ndio msikasirike sana. Just like he was preparing you with Ruto. Alianza we've stopped maandamano so we can have a talk with the president. Alafu akawaambia nini? Ati see the maandamano is working because we have forced Ruto to sit down with us. We have forced him to sit us with us so he can talk and meet our demands. Some kafuraya, yeah, maandamano was effective. So finally we are going to get the servers open and all that. Wakafika, tukasikia ati sasa mambo si ati server, sasa ni mambo ni to create the position of the official opposition. Sijui to create sijui nini. Mkaanza kusema, hey, what's going on? Akarudi akaleta press conference tena akasema, hey, ngoja. Don't worry. I've said that we cannot sit down until the price of living, gharama ya maisha iende chini. The cost of living is addressed as number 1. Mkasema, hey, at least cost of living is na server pia ita so Nadco ikasomwa. Akatokea akasema, this is what I like, but I'm going to deal with the gharama ya maisha by myself. Tukasema okay, we started slowly, alikuwa anawavuta polepole, step by step. Ooh baby, step by step mnavurutwa. Mnapelekwa tu polepole. Mkakaa hapo, Nadco akasema ati sijui, mkasema this Nadco is not bad. Mnazungushwa kweli. Hamsikii. Haya. Mkakaa hivi, Nadco sijui nini. Ukasikia koti imesema hii Nadco is not anchored in law. Simlisikia Nadco is not anchored in law. Then what? After that, what happened? What happened? After it was not anchored in law. Ukamsikia ati hiyo it's nini. A few weeks later ndio huyo ako na Museveni. Mnavurutwa polepole. So here is doing the same thing. Anawaambia ati mimi naenda kuongea na sijui nani Kagame sijui nini. Lakini then he throws it in there. Lakini nikishindwa, so that in the future he'll say nilisema nikishindwa nitakubali. Because he already knows. But now you see he mentioned that Nadco. Iko kwa bunge. That's the plan B for him. Because that is what he will require. That is what he's going for. For what? For the change of the constitution so it accommodates him and his cronies. Pay attention. But the matter is, Wanainchi, how do we change the system? Ama nyi bado mnaamini maneno, bado mnafuata he's going to be the guy who will take you to Canaan? You still believe in that? Just ingieni hapa munieleze, what's the way forward? It's been an hour. Kama mtu aingi, mimi nitaishia, but I want what is good? Raila should stop talking about the server. He is using it as a camouflage. Absolutely. Anavuruta polepole. Like this video. Like this video. Like it. Musisahau kulike. Na kama uja subscribe. Muingia hapa munieleze, what is the way forward? What I discussed with my brother, we said, we agreed that we don't have leaders who listen to us. How do we get them to listen? My argument is this. We have a constitution that if we follow, we can get them to listen. Brother Benson, in his expertise, very smart man, he very well described the problem with us. Sisi tunangoja wanasiasa wakuje, watupatie pesa in the weekend funerals. Tunafurahia kama mwanasiasa ambao ametoka kwa our area, our tribesmen, amepewa kiti hapo. Tunafurahia. Okay? How do we get out of that thinking? Because at some point, hatuwezi kukaa tu tunangoja hizi handouts, okay? We have to have a system where people actually gain meaningful employment. That way we don't have to line up and wait for the politicians to give us your bursary money for our fees. Instead of sending this money to the MPs so that we can be lined out, tuna line up kama mang'ombe, tunapewa pesa kama kuku. Why can't they make it education free? Is there any MP who can sponsor a bill that will make education free? for primary school and secondary school. Charge the university. But primary, elementary, hizo kutokea kindergarten mpaka high school should be free if it's a public school. In fact, everywhere in Kenya it should be free. Hiyo pesa mnaharibu mkisijupatiana sijui nini. Pay the teachers and pay them promptly. Tuliona hao leo sijui, tuliona watu waninio, the doctors today were out there protesting. Okay? Mwingine akachapwa bunduki. A whole doctor. Eh? What is this? What are we doing? Hakuna hata MP moja anaweza, but they will not sponsor a bill like that. You know why? Because wanataka hii pesa wapewe kwa mkono ndio wachukue zingine alafu wawapatie shilingi 2 hapo hapo wenyewe mfurahie. Na hiyo pesa nyingine wataka nayo. I want to see one MP, one, not even two, one. Hata kama ni Oscar Skudi, if you're watching, go do it. Tutawakupigia kura. Didmas Baraza. And then hapo mu sponsor a bill that advocates for free education from kindergarten to high school. Kutokea university ndio unaweza kulipa. But from kindergarten to high school, bure. No more sending money sijui CDF sijui nini hiyo puzi. You have people lining up like dogs. Alafu unawapatia shilingi sijui money niyo. What is that? Hiyo ni madharau. But like I said, my friend gave us a very good nino. We need leaders. But we also have our responsibility as citizens. Tuanze kuchambua. Let's start holding these people accountable. I like the idea of one of the, I mentioned his name, I think his name Matos. They wanted to start a petition or something like that to hold these members of parliament responsible. The first order niliwaambia, the Election Act, Section 45 of the Election Act, which gives these people, they're immune from being recalled 24 months after they've been elected and 24 months before the next election, which gives us 1 year window which you can recall your MP and senator. That should be changed. We should be able to recall an MP at any point. These are the laws that we need to change so we can start holding these people. It has to start from the ground. That's the only way we can change the system. We cannot rely, hatuwezi kusema tutachukua army Ogola, tuanze kutoa Ruto. That is just suicide. Because that will give Ruto the right to kutuua. And I don't think Kenyans, we don't like bloodshed. Hatutaki kuuana. We don't want to kill each other. We don't hate each other to that point. Yeah? Even though it gets sometimes like that. But, honestly, we don't want to see Ruto dead or Raila dead or Yunani. These are our people. These are our countrymen. Regardless of how corrupt they are. We just want to hold them accountable for what they do. Come on, aiba pesa, we want them to return the money. If they don't want to return the money, then waende kwa jela. Okay? That's all we are saying. But who is going to hold them accountable? If our MPs don't do their jobs and then they wanaita in your press conference. But Wanainchi sisi tumenyamaza. Tumekaa. Tunangoja wakuje kwa mazishi hii weekendi. Tuende tukapewe 150 bob hapa, 50 bob pale, sijui nini, tufurahie, tukunywe nayo mandazi hapo, tununue nayo nyama, alafu imeisha hivyo. Until the next funeral. That is what I'm talking about. Let's start a grassroots aggressively holding these members of parliament accountable. Let's choose 1 or 2 or 3 senators, or even 5 from each side. Force them, tell them, let's go change this law. Where this sponsor this bill, and let's have a real public participation. Where Wanainchi wanazungumza. We have barazas every Tuesdays and Thursdays. Saa 2 usiku tunaongea. And we are sponsoring bills zinatoka kwa Wanainchi. Tunasema Wanainchi waninio wasingishi wanataka kuleta hii bill ya kufanya hivi. Wanainchi Kisumu wamesema Mount Kenya. Public participation in every constituency. Holding members of parliament. And the new law, once it's changed, where you don't have to wait 24 months until you recall these people. If they fail to sponsor that bill and discuss it in parliament, tunawa recall automatically. And they have to sign on it. Grassroots movement. Grassroots. The Constitution is very clear. The tools are there. Now it is about to educate ourselves about what's in the Constitution. The power that we have as a people. The sovereign power lies with the people. But in order for us to be constituted as the people, we have to agree and become one and talk in one voice. Hii mchezo wa paka na panya wa Kenya Kwanza na Azimio tuache. It has to stop. Usiniambia ati sijui nini, ati baba sijui nini, baba nini, or Ruto nini, Ruto nini. We know them from years ago. What have they given you? Of course, if I call a Kenya Kwanza person, he'll sit here and try to tell me the few things that the government has done. If I tell them, tell me what Raila Odinga, they'll come here and tell me a few things that Raila has done, like the devolution sijui tulipigania devolution sijui tukaenda hapa tukaruka pale tukafanya hivi. But what is the fundamental things that actually help a people to move in the social economic ladder? Corruption, ufisadi, crime, tribalism, poverty, lack of services, good paying jobs, wages, livable wages, housing. Sio hiyo affordable housing mnasema? We should be having Kibera. Kibera should not exist. Kenya has the most smartest people in the world. Mpaka tunawapatia hata maninio, presidents huko America na huko Britain. Tulianza hiyo mambo ya M-Pesa. M-Pesa is something revolutionary. Nobody came up with this M-Pesa idea of sending money like that. Tulianza. And many more. Why are we playing games? Can we start holding these people accountable and put competent people who are principled? Not people who they go there with the hopes of being rich. I saw Selassie in another video with, I don't know, governor of Nakuru or whatever, drunker than the bartender. That is your member of parliament, Selassie, Peter Selassie. And he talks while he's drunk and anawambia yako na pesa and all that. What is this? What is this? Na mtampigia kura tena and saying Selassie is a good renewal. What is this? And you expect to have different results. 2027 itaona baba atasimama hapo aseme tialala, na mtampigia kura. Mtaona Ruto atakuwa hapo pia na mtampigia kura. Why? Because you've been conditioned to think that these people will bring change. Raila has been in politics for more than 30 years. 40 to be exact, if you're counting the ninio. Well, vile wanajaribu kutoa Moi. Ruto, more than 30 years. Musalia, Martha Karua, Kalonzo Kamsioka. Bado mnawapigia kura. What change have they done, brought in? What change? Now we are talking about Kalonzo should be the next flag bearer. What flag is he bearing? Why can't we make this constitution work for us? Utaona, they are going for NADCO. NADCO is what they want to bring, and they want to force it through us. Na watapelekea nani? Mama Koome. Koome has been given money. Ladies and gentlemen, like this video. Share, comment, like. I'm signing out. Kesho tutaongea mambo ingine. Mimi nitaanza kuongea mambo ingine. I will start talking about something else. Like the video. Like. Let me play one more video. Kuna kitu nataka kuonyesha hapa leo. There's something I want to show you by Gaito. Gaito, Francis Gaito. Whatever his name is. Mko ready? Wacha niwasomee haraka haraka tukiendelea. Gudi anatuambia Ruto is the Kenyan kingpin at the moment. Everyone wants to be his friend. He is not Zakayo anymore. Zakayo shuka. Sasa si Zakayo. Ay. Kenya tunafaa kwenda. I'll start a movie in Hollywood called Kenya. Sasa si Zakayo. Sasa ni mtu mwingine. Yawa. Hey. Haya. Wacha niwaonyeshe hii video basi tu ndio mfurahie. Before we move forward, we have to actually agree that we are being played. Hakuna ati sijui baba ati sijui nini. Hakuna. Baba is in the same group ya watu wanatucheza. We have to agree on that before we move on. Francis Gaito tell us Azimio leader Raila Odinga's treachery is not new or shocking. And former presidential press service boss Lee Njiru drew a historical pattern of politicians like Kalonzo Musyoka, Musalia Mudavadi, and how they've benefited from successive regimes by cutting themselves lucrative personal deals at the expense of their peasant voters. Wanainchi, you are on your own. These old wazees don't give a rat's ass about you. They are political cousins. They fight in public but wine and dine together behind closed doors. And do you know who they serve? Wazungu piece of shit. Maybe Julius Malema was right. Hey, yawa. Mnasikia hiyo maneno? Wacha niwachezee hiyo video ya Lee Njiru akiongea hapo, sijui anasema nini. Hebu tusikie. Mko ready? Ndio hiyo.
There is no difference between Deputy President William Ruto. There is no difference between him and Raila Odinga and Uhuru Kenyatta and Kalonzo Musyoka and Musalia Mudavadi and Munde Awori. First of all those people are political cousins. They can turn against you. That is one clan. I am going to give you a little history. The late Daniel Arap Moi was, when he was the leader of the opposition, the leader of KANU, he used to attack Mzee Jomo Kenyatta very bitterly. In 1964, Jomo Kenyatta called Daniel Arap Moi and he told me, I know you are attacking me, but we are both politicians. The people of Kenya, the hoi polloi, that is our food. Our food might run away. So you come, let us greet each other, because the Kikuyu, they come from the east, the Kalenjin come from the west. Let us meet in Nakuru, greet each other, and get land for our people in the Rift Valley. And Moi rose to become vice president and later president of Kenya. They buried the hatchet. Moi had taken Odinga's job. Odinga's job. In 1978, when he ascended to power, he made Jaramogi Oginga Odinga the chairman of the Cotton Seed and Lint Marketing Board, because they are the same, they are politicians. Later, Mzee Moi greeted Raila, and he made him, although Moi had jailed Raila, he later made him Secretary General of KANU and a Minister for Energy. Uhuru has greeted Raila Amolo Odinga. They now call each other brothers. Kalonzo said, I would be the most stupid person if I joined Raila. He changed his mind and he did join him. Kemunya said, I would rather die than resign. He resigned. So if you look at these people, they are political cousins. Ruto is now 55 years. People of Kenya must learn to like his face, because they're going to see it for a long time, for the next 40 years. He's not going anywhere. Why? Because when he leaves office, you don't get 2 cars, 2,000 cc, 3,000 cc, fueled by the government, maintained by the government. And his salary will be 80% the salary of a sitting deputy president. Medical cover, he don't get. Diplomatic passport, access to all airports, VIP lounges. Raila is enjoying the same. Mudavadi is enjoying the same. Munde Awori. So these people are not going anywhere. just reorganizing themselves. It is the people of Kenya who should think about themselves, not those people. They are already taken care of by the taxpayer. They'll be on our backs for as long as they live. That is not enough. If they die, their wives, they'll earn half of what they are getting. People should go to the government printer and get this small book called the Presidential Retirement Benefits Act. Don't worry about those people. They are already taken care of until they die. It is the people of Kenya who should think about themselves. So when they go to vote, it's not a matter of life and death. Vote peacefully. These people are not going, they're not going to starve. Don't think about them. Think about your.
Hey, mmesikia hiyo? Did you hear that? Hey. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, friends, enemies, and comrades, he has made a point that I couldn't have made it more clearer. I couldn't have improved it upon it. Think about you. These politicians don't care about yourself. It's not a matter of life and death. They are political cousins. I've been saying this. For every step that we make from now on, yes, any step that we make from now on, as I finish, every step we make from now on, going forward, we have to first agree that all these people are, as Mr. Linjiru put it, are political cousins. I call them the elite political class in Kenya. They are not going to starve until they die, and their children will not starve. So we have to break that system and empower somebody who is out of that political elite class. Somebody who is principled, as our brother Benson told us. Somebody who will listen to the Wanainchi. Somebody who will prioritize our needs, our interest as Kenyans, not as a tribe, not as a region, not as an individual, but as a nation called Kenya. All these people, Raila Odinga, sijui nani, they are useless. And they've proven that. Unamwona anaenda kupiga stories za jaba hapo Kisii. Ruto is laughing. Ruto mission accomplished. Atafanya vile anataka. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, friends, and comrades, it's been a pleasure. My name is Kenya Revolutionary. Like the video. Like the video. Like it. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. Now comment. If you're going to watch it and repeat, you can comment, you can like it, you can do the same, and you can subscribe if you don't know who I am. Again, my name is Kenya Revolutionary. You can find me here. You can find me on X as K Revolutionary, X formerly known as Twitter. Ingia hapo na uniambie, mimi nataka idea sasa. Tuna move forward. Tunaendelea aje? What should we do now? What are we supposed to do? Step by step, what we can do to actually remove this system and the people in it who are actually using us as pawns for them to only benefit on our taxes. It's been a pleasure. Thank you, Goodia. Thank you, Brother Benson. Thank you, everybody who has been watching silently, wherever you are, whether you're watching on X or you're watching here. I will thank you so much. I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace and blessings, and I will see you later. Deuces.